All right, we're just going to begin. You guys ready? All right. Well, without further ado, I give you Miley Flanagan, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, and Steve Blow. Hi guys, are you enjoying day 3?
Let's all sit together. Let's make it really uncomfortable.
Oh, Jesus.
There we go. Miley, you love this, right?
Stop it.
Hi, everybody.
This is what I get?
My breath smells like beef jerky, so that's really good.
It's a bonus.
Very sexy up here.
By design.
Well guys, just to
Thank you.
Great laugh.
I know.
To piggyback off of yesterday, another question I have for you guys is, since the time that you began in the industry till now, have you noticed any significant changes in trends within the industry? And if so, can you talk about them? Just the things that you've discovered that have changed in the industry itself, in whatever way that you think. Just talk about it.
The biggest thing that's changed is technology, 100%. Because when we started, when some of us started, there were, you put everything on tape like the old days. And if you didn't get the sync right, you had to go back and do it again and do it again. And there was always a chance that if the engineer presses the wrong button, he could erase what you just recorded. Now, everything is digitized. We use a program called Pro Tools. And we can literally digitize your voice. We can stretch it. We can compress it. We can cut it up and make different takes. So you can really carve out a performance in post. You can make it shorter, faster, higher, deeper, put effects on it. It's really kind of amazing.
I heard they have this thing called the internet now.
Yeah.
Back then we scratched it into rocks.
Yeah, one of the biggest differences, I think, is in the audition process. We actually used to go physically to a place to audition. They would record us and they would mail it somewhere or messenger it somewhere. And sometimes it would take a week and we would have time to work on them. Now, sometimes we'll get an audition and it's due within 2 hours. Yeah. And if we don't catch it on the fly on our phones or wherever we are in the world at that time, it's gone. Somebody else is going to get the gig. So you gotta be on your game constantly, 24/7. That's 7 days a week too.
That's why you had to bring your stuff with you, right?
Yeah.
You have stuff in the room.
I do. Yeah. And in my car and in a backpack, and I have microphones for every situation. Yeah.
I just use my iPhone sometimes. If I get lazy, I don't want to bring my mic and my computer. So I just go into my closet in a hotel and just record in there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, not often, not usually animation stuff. If it's only a few lines or like a commercial, some voiceover for a commercial or something. But I've self-taped for on camera. That's another big difference is, we used to not be able to self-tape. You had to go in. But now, a lot of people book jobs by self-tape. I think I just read that the girl in the new, it's the 3 of the new big kind of sci-fi movies, all of those she submitted, and she self-taped them. And so that means, we can go to a con and, either you have a tripod or you just grab a friend and you make one out of a Kleenex box, which I learned, a trick. And you can, I can audition for TV shows and movies in my hotel room in Detroit or New York or, Ohio, whatever. So that's kind of amazing. Yeah. So it's great because then you don't miss as many auditions. The more times you audition, the more likely that you're going to get something. So if you travel a lot, it's kind of difficult, but now that's way better because we're not missing out on as many opportunities to audition.
Yeah, I think the other big difference is that there's just so much more content out there. Back in the days, there may be a dozen cartoons in production. Now there could be hundreds, and they're being done all over the world. And there's all sorts of different voiceover that's being done, different kinds of voiceover that's being done. Video games has, of course, exploded worldwide too. So there's a lot more opportunity for voice actors getting into the business. But that said, the competition is crazy because everybody's got a home studio. So instead of going up against maybe 100 people who were doing it before, now you're going up against 500 or 1,000 people for every part that you book.
The other thing in terms of animation and characters is how diversity has now exploded, which is wonderful, and representation. I direct She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, and we have one of the most diverse casts that I've ever worked on or worked with before, and it's really fantastic. It's kind of a brave new world for inclusion, which I think is terrific, because a lot of us feel like we're left out, we're alone, we're not a part of what we see on television. And now, for instance, there's a character, Double Trouble, who is a non-binary character, and it's the first time I've ever worked on a show with a non-binary character, and it's just an amazingly wonderful thing to see. You can see yourself. That's also what I loved about Naruto, to be honest. There's so many characters. It's kind of like Harry Potter. You're bound to resonate with one of them, and now that's continues to expand more and more in our industry, which I think is great.
Just a slight pause. Again, today, guys, we are going to do an audience Q&A. So if you'd like to ask these guys any questions, you're going to come right over here to the left. We have a lovely volunteer with a mic that's going to stand with you, and you can ask your questions. That's going to be the last 10 minutes, so you don't have to get up now, but it will happen, all right?
I just want to say thank you to you guys for getting up on a Sunday. I know it's like middle of the day, but still, for Vegas, it's morning, right?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for giving us such a good time at this place.
I know. Who didn't sleep last night? Who's just been up and... Yes. Well, thank you. You won't remember any of this in a few hours, but we really appreciate you staying up and being
Hopefully
here
we'll
with
give you
us.
happy dreams.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Not that kind. It's Sunday, you heathen. Okay, go ahead. Enjoy it. Yeah, whatever kind of dream you want. You enjoy it. You're welcome.
Doubling back to the audition process, I'm curious, do you prefer, for your own artistic expression and your own process, do you prefer an in-house audition, or do you kind of like the fact that you can just audition with anything, anywhere, anytime, in your hotel room?
Well,
Does that change it for you at all?
For, it's always great to get feedback, especially if you're doing something funny. For me, for my television and film walls, I'd much rather be in front of the producer and director or producers. It's more nerve-wracking, but they know what they want, and they can redirect you or say, you're not angry about this, you're happy about it, or whatever. And it gives context, and especially I do a lot of comedy and some drama, but to hear them respond, it makes it a lot better. As far as voiceover goes, it's kind of the same, but what we really like is, I get in tonight at 10. I have to get my car and go home. And then I have to record for this animation pilot. And it's a huge, long page of dialogue. So I can start it tonight and finish it tomorrow morning, which is great. Or if I get home and I'm too tired and I don't want to do it, I can do it tomorrow morning. Whereas when you go in, obviously they'll say, go to Nickelodeon, you have to be there at 10 a.m. or 10:08, times are really specific. So the fact that we can do it, at home in our pajamas is great.
Or with no pants.
No pants.
Yeah, no pants always.
No pants.
I like no pants auditions.
No pants auditions.
See, I told you. Welcome.
Yeah, there's something, I think I'd like to sort of debunk one of those theater tropes, where you were an actor and you walk on stage and the people, the director, and everybody's in the audience like, go ahead. Because in the voiceover world, that doesn't really exist. If you go in to meet with a director and a producer, boy, do they want you to succeed. Because that means the casting is over and we can get to work. So keep that in mind. I know it's terrifying to go into a room and have to prove yourself to a bunch of strangers, but push through that fear if you get in those situations. And just remember that the people on the other side of the glass really, really want you to succeed. They want to hear the roles that they've been writing and visualizing for years before the casting process began. They want to finally put a voice to it. And if you're the one, they are going to go crazy and be so happy and excited for you and for the project. So just remember that in moments of anxiety, when you walk into a situation where it's like, oh, they're all judging me, oh, I'm gonna fail. It's just, no, they want you to succeed. So keep that in mind. It might be a selfish reason to get, to succeed because they want that process over so that now we can start to create and tell stories. But just remember, they want you to succeed.
And like, talked a lot about rejection the other day, but that made me think of something. I auditioned for Modern Family 7 times before I got an episode. And after the 3rd or 4th time, you're like, oh my, it's like, really? I didn't get it. I auditioned to be Eric Stone Street's sister. Some other woman got it. I don't know who she is, but that's kind of a recurring part. And I thought I really nailed it. And I was like, oh man. But I think I was kind of too old and not tall enough, actually, because he's pretty tall. So but after the 5th time you auditioned over the years, I finally got one. And the casting director, who's an amazing casting director, Jeff Greenberg, who's given everybody jobs for 30 years in LA. He knows every single actor in LA. He was on set and he was like, we're so happy to have you. Give me a big hug, hug me when I got there. Hugged me after my scene with Sofia Vergara. She was a trip. She's really nice, but she was sick. So we're doing it, and we're doing our little scene, and we're crammed in this office. They were like, we're just going to use the line producer's office. So they just stuck a government seal up. And Sophia came up to me, she goes, do you want to rehearse? And I was like, sure, yeah. Because you don't ask the big star. Like, if they ask you, great. But I'll just rehearse with whoever I can grab. It's like, here, come here. Some PA or something. So anyway, we rehearsed, and I said, back and forth. We finished, and then I go, do you want to do it again? She goes, hey. And then when we were doing it, there was this weird part of the scene where there were 2 lines that were almost exactly sort of like, I don't know, and how did it make you feel, or what did you think about it? Let's say those were lines. So it kept, one of them kept throwing it, but I had the 2 similar lines. So she kept stopping, and they were like, no, Sophia, the line is, she said, what's the line? What's the line? She talks exactly like she talks on TV. That is not made up. And so she's like, what's the line? Oh, it's this, okay. What's the line? Okay. So we kept stopping and starting, and then finally we were in the middle of it, and they're like, just go forward. And I was like, where are we? I had no idea where we were in the scene. So I completed the scene, and then she turned to me. She goes, you missed a line. And I said, and I had the sound guy was sitting in my crotch underneath the desk, because that's the only place he could be. Because it was a small office, just me and Sophia in this tiny office. And so I go, oh, I'm sorry, I did. We'd already done the scene a whole bunch of times. And I go, which one? She goes, I don't know. So the sound guy from down here goes, he didn't say the line, blah, blah, blah.
Thank you, Crotch Leprechaun.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Glad I shaved my legs. Give me a pedicure.
While you're down there, can you massage my feet?
Yeah, that was a fun one that day. Yeah.
Is there anybody out there that you'd really like to collaborate with that you haven't had the opportunity to yet? Somebody that really interests you. Like top list, top 3, top 1, whoever.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Be fun. I've trolled him on Twitter a bunch of times, and I kept saying, hey, Bub, I'm Wolverine. I play the animated guy, and I just want to have a conversation with you, because I love his work. I think he's amazing. Yeah. And he's never responded. Makes me sad. A sad little mutant.
Steven Spielberg. I would cry forever. It would take me a long time to stop crying. But yeah, I'm a Spielberg baby, not literally, but although you never know. And so for me, the most influential movies of my life were E.T., Poltergeist, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and John Williams music. So for me, the collaboration of Steven Spielberg and John Williams would be it. I would sort of lose my brain completely and utterly, 100%. Yeah. So, yeah.
I don't know. It's Sunday.
Oh, and Carol Burnett. We gotta put Carol Burnett. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Carol Burnett.
Yeah. Meryl Streep. Every actor wants to work with her. Everybody. And everybody who works with her loves her.
Yeah.
Spielberg would be great.
Tom Hanks.
I don't know. I got to work with some of my heroes. You know, I got to work with Laurie Metcalf, and you know, we did a play on and off for 7 years. And I grew up in college. We'd go down Thursday nights, and we'd have to watch Roseanne every Thursday night, and then, you know, then we go out drinking. But that was our ritual. But I'm trying to think of some more female directors I would love to work with.
Which is really sad.
It's sad that I
can't think of any.
Yeah, Ava DuVernay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I would like to work with her. She's great. I don't know. A lot of people, yeah.
There's a cinematographer who's Sam Riegel's wife. If you watch Critical Role, his wife Quyen Tran is one of the most brilliant upcoming cinematographers. So I would love. Plus, she's just the coolest chick on the planet. She is just the coolest chick I've ever met in my life. So I would love to collaborate with her on something. That'd be fun.
We talked about Taika Waititi yesterday too.
Yeah.
I would love I wish he would do an animated thing. I would love to be part of that thing. That would be amazing. I just love the way his mind works.
Bong Joon. Yeah. That'd be great. Parasite director. Yeah. I can't imagine working on one of his movies.
Oh, Anthony Hopkins. He posts some of the craziest stuff on Twitter, and he's so funny and weird and wonderful. And everything he's cast in is always the complete opposite of that. So I would love to work with him on something that really tapped into that gleeful insanity, which he is now, showing all the time on Twitter. It's really funny. It's really funny.
Steve Martin would be fun to work with too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love to work with Steve Martin.
Steve Martin and Martin Short
my
at
God.
the same time.
Have you guys seen their show together?
We saw it here.
It's amazing.
Really good.
It's really amazing.
It's really good.
Worth seeing. Yeah.
I want to be on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I love that show. I love that. I would love to be on that show.
If your fans can be left with something from you, you can leave a legacy. If there's one thing that your fans can remember from you and your work as an artist and as a person, what would you like that to be?
That as hard as it is, there should always be gratitude and fun. No matter how hard you have to work, the work should be a fun kind of hard work, if that makes sense. It should be fun. It should be, and I guess fun in the sense that it's gratifying. And it makes you grateful for the experience of working, and that you can carry that gratitude with you and pass that on to others. I always want people that I direct to feel safe and that they can play, and that they're having fun, even if it's a difficult role that they're working on, that at the end of the day, there's a satisfaction in pushing yourself and feeling safe enough to push yourself and play and have that fun of, like a deep fun. It's not just, wee, hey, roller coaster fun. It's this deep, like, fun, satisfying, awesome. I'm spent, and that was so much fun to push myself.
Well, with that sense of play comes self-expression. And I think that that's the thing that so many people are lacking a vehicle for when we become adults. We've been told that we're this or that, and we ingest all that stuff, and then we start telling it to ourselves. And we're all very expressive people. We've all got some gift that we were born with. And if you can find a way to express yourself, and the easiest way to do that is really through play. When we're children, we have no problem with that at all. We're big old goofballs. We don't care what anybody's thinking when we're playing. But if you can remember to do that as an adult, I know that you guys, at least most of you guys, know how to do that. I mean, look at the cosplay, look at the conversations that we have. We're just expressing our love for the thing that we love here. That's an amazing thing. A lot of people forget that. So I think if people just remember to play and express themselves, it's really healthy, and it's the reason that we're here, honestly. We're not put here to suffer. We're not put here to feel bad. We're put here to express that gift that we're all born with. So
there's lyrics from a Silent Hill song called "The Letter," and it's "We were put here on this earth, put here to feel joy," and it's good words to live by.
I got nothing.
You missed a line.
You missed a line. You missed a line. Which one? She was very nice, though. Very nice. Shorter than I thought. Prettier than you can imagine.
She's exquisite.
She's like it's like, what? Who made you? I would love to see a picture of her parents. Never seen that. My parents look exactly like me. I am the living embodiment of both of them. When my family's together, there's no question we're related. Anyway, it kind of combines the two. Who's someone you want to work with and that you've dreamed of, and my stupid dream. I want to be a perp on Law and Order SVU. I want to be like, there's a red herring, I know the show backwards and forwards. There's a red herring person, it's not them, it's the middle-aged fat housewife next door that bound someone up in a basement and killed them. That's my dream, thank you.
Is that the one with Mariska Hargitay?
Yeah, hell yeah, I want to be in a scene with her.
She's amazing. I used to play softball with her.
I know, you told
I
me.
know, years and years ago.
You still haven't introduced me to her, though.
It's because she wouldn't know me from Adam.
Oh, I'm sure she would.
No, she wouldn't.
Yeah, the expression of your dream explains all the duct tape now, Molly.
It's just a travel kit.
Please stop giving her rope. Please. When you come to her table, stop. No more rope. Thank
Moved
you.
on from leather, at least.
Yeah.
She's animal friendly. It's all vegan leather.
But I tell you what I never want to do again is anything with prosthetics on your face or when they seal you in a costume. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Hours of it.
Are you kidding? Next time you go to the Emmys, I'm going to sew you into that dress. You'll never be able to get out.
You tortured you.
If I'm at the Emmys, I'll take it.
Okay.
Just don't glue stuff all over my face.
No, I will.
This is a fun question that I'm generally interested in. Is there one question that you guys just get all the time, whether panels, interviews, doesn't matter, that you're just tired of hearing? What's that one question? All right, enough. I've answered this enough.
How do I become a voice actor?
No, that wasn't the question for me.
What was?
What's your favorite role?
Oh.
Yeah, because I got the answer. I want them to ask, how do I become a voice actor? Because now I say, go to blueboxstudios.com.
Yes. Which is an amazing.
It's amazing because now I have an answer. Because before you'd be like, well,
I know.
do you have 15 hours? But now I just send them to your website.
Yeah, it's so much easier now.
It's easier for us.
You guys made me do it. I didn't want to teach. Thanks a lot. I didn't want to teach, but that was the question that everybody asked. But the other one is, what's your favorite role? And that's a really hard one to answer because we love working. Our favorite role is whatever we're working on Monday because we're still employed. And we, there are certain characters that we connect with deeper than others for different reasons, or characters that are more popular than others. But I think if you don't invest yourself 100 or more % into every character that you're doing a disservice to the project and your own work, because that's your legacy.
So next time you guys want to ask what's your favorite role, just tweak it a little bit maybe and just say, which role that you performed did you resonate the most with, or which one was the most influential on your life as an actor? And that'll spin it in a slightly different.
We get the same questions everywhere all the time, so it's not really annoying too much. We expect it, So
We're grateful that you care.
What?
We're grateful that you guys are even asking these
What's really
questions.
changed, though, is that people always, now they'll tape all our panels, and they put it up on YouTube. So sometimes you feel like, oh, they already know the answer to this, And the way people will ask a question, I'm like, they already know my answer to this. They just want to hear me say it. But that's kind of funny to me. So, what's your favorite line? Believe it. What's your least favorite line? Believe it.
My new favorite line of yours now is,
By the way, you stopped saying believe it in episode 18 or 22, somewhere around that. And the only time you said it afterwards was when that evil doppelganger Naruto, and you went, believe it. And I was like, yes. But
We snuck that one in.
We snuck that in.
We snuck it in, and we hoped that they wouldn't listen too closely. It was dramatic.
Yeah, it was, but it was really
I think
evil,
they-
like down in a cave or
I
something.
think they cut it. I think they said, you can't do it.
No, I don't remember.
so you stopped saying that in episode 18,
Yeah.
for 700 more episodes?
Yeah,
Wow. And that's the thing you're
and
remembering.
that's what you're
Isn't that weird?
It's like the Howard Dean yell. It's like, that's it, just one moment.
I think that's a fun fact. I don't think many people knew that.
Well, if you've been to my panels, yeah.
All right, guys, are you ready? Do we have people lined up? All righty, go and let them rip.
My question's for Mary. I wanted to know, because I haven't heard anything about this yet, are you going to be a part of the Netflix Ghost in the Shell 2045? Can you say?
That's an excellent question.
That's such a good question. Stay tuned. Who knows? April's coming, and I don't know. I can't say anything.
Okay.
Chip in your neck is blinking.
Well,
The chip in my neck is about to explode. It's my mic.
Are you looking forward to the show, even if you're not working on it?
I can't wait. I think the animation looks terrific. I love that from the trailer that I've seen. And just digging myself a hole. Yeah, and any delete, Control Alt Delete, destructive record. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. The trailer.
I just question for all of you guys. Was there, I'm sure it was, but what was you guys kind of wish that kind of keep yourself like, man, I wish I would have taken that or missed it?
Was a role that we wish we'd gotten?
Yeah.
Bart Simpson. She's a billionaire. God. What a great gig that is, huh? Just residual checks pile up in your living room.
I wish I had booked Sailor Moon. I regret that.
I would love to do a female version of Joker. I think that would be really fun. Not Harley, because Harley is Harley and she's awesome, and Tara Strong will kill me if I go near it. But I would love to do a female version of Joker. Like I got to do a female version of Wesker in the Resident Evil things, and so I play Alex Wesker, which is really fun. But I would love to do a female Joker. I think that would be great.
I wanted to be Batman until I heard Kevin Conroy. No, it's all good. He's my Batman. It's good.
It's good. But I do want to play Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd one day. I want to play Mrs. Lovett really, really badly. So there's still things to look forward to as opposed to things that I missed someday. Oh, and the Scottish play, Lady Mac, I want to play her too. That'd be fun. Thank you. And I want Miley to do her one woman Sound of Music at a con. That's what I want. These are my dreams.
I'll pay someone money to do it for me.
How about if we pay you money to do it for us?
I gotta work out and stuff.
I'll hold the cue cards. I'll set up a teleprompter, whatever you need.
Sure. I don't even have a copy of the script. I think I have to get a VHS of it converted and then
I will
transcribe
do this for you. I offer up my services.
I'll sit under your chair and be your crotch sound man.
Oh, that's good. Crotch Sound Man.
Rock Sound Man.
Steve Blue. This is a new superhero. Crotch Soundman. What line did I miss? Line 42.
Good question from Steve. So I'm sure you can't tell me if you have been tapped for Dragon Age 4 for Augury, but can you tell me what was your favorite part of what's happened?
I didn't even know there was a Dragon Age 4 coming. I'm always the last one to know.
My favorite part was just the lines, and they kept saying, make him more drunk. They wanted me to actually drink during the sessions, and that would have been a really bad thing. I wouldn't have gotten anything done. But some of his lines are just so memorable. Video games, I have a really hard time memorizing lines, but lines like, fart me a lullaby. I love that. Or misery, vomit, and malt liquor reminds me of home. I love that. I loved him so much that I actually based my D&D character on him. I'm playing a dwarf barbarian. And for those of you who know sort of the swear word that he calls people all the time, I named my character Azure Chaps. So for those of you who know the game, you'll know what that means. Yeah, I can't say it out loud in here because there's kids. But yeah, it was just so much fun. Really different from everything else I've been in.
That's the Crouch Sound Man. That's all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for playing and tell them to hire me.
So I have a question for Mary about
Yeah.
so at the end of camping,
Yeah.
last week heard about Zara in Japan is that they were expecting
Potentially, yes. Two twins
I'm
died.
right here, you guys.
No, it's not for you, darling. It's for Will and I.
now that camping 2 has started and they are roughly 20 odd years into
Yes.
where is Captain Zara right
I believe we're on an island somewhere, and Cash is doing nothing but complaining. It's just gotten worse and worse over the years. It's all he does is complain. I read a lot, which is very fun, and we've had 3,000 children. And I continue to stalk adult white dragons for the rest of my life because I love them. But I'm trying to actually find a dragon egg so I can have one as a pet. I think that would be lovely.
I love when you call me an adult white dragon.
Was that crotch sound man again? Curse you!
Will plays with us in our home game too.
Yeah.
So we get to see him all the time.
Yeah, it's awesome. So it's what I loved about Critical Role is that not only did it bring me into D&D, which I had never thought I would ever do, but it's expanded our social network of friends and family so much out into the community faster than anything else ever has. Like, we'll go anywhere in the world and someone will come up and just, it's just like, hi, Mary, nice to meet you. Here's my D20. Bless it or take it or roll it for me or whatever, and there's an instant connection. There's just this instant connection of D&D, and know that I just love it.
He actually has a D20.
I do.
Nerd.
Is that a D20 in your pocket, or you just happen to see me? Shush, crotch sound man. Shush.
I've lost her to the dice.
Yeah, so I love D&D. I think it's so cool. And if you've never played, give it a try. I mean, it's just improvising with your friends, with dice, and immediate problem solving. It's helped me out in the world, problem solve out in the world, because it's just like, I try and do this, I roll a 1. Crumb. All right, let's take a different tack. I'll try this. Roll again. I rolled a 20. Okay, but it's real world problem solving and world building in a fantasy. It's kind of fantastic. I love it.
Okay.
You would love it.
Nah.
You love improv.
I know, but that sounds hard.
It's not.
I ain't got time for that.
Sure you do.
Nah. There's too much Law and Order to watch. Baseball's coming up.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of games I gotta pay
yes.
attention to.
Yeah. Thank you for that question, Brian.
Hi, my name is Mitchell. I'm actually a Vegas rapper, and I kind of base my whole name persona off Itachi Tsukuyomi. My rap name is Suku. And my question is for all of you. It's just, if you could pick one power from the Naruto series, which one would you pick?
Shadow Clone Jutsu!
Lady Tsunade has, what's her power that sort of can heal?
Mitotic generation?
Yes, mitotic generation. That would be kind of awesome. Yeah, but only if I had a big old slug on my shoulder that could take it.
I'd like to be able to throw up snakes.
And swords.
And swords, yeah, that'd be
Snakes and swords.
that'd be so handy. I wouldn't have to go through the checkpoint when going into cons. I could just
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and good luck with the rapping. That's awesome.
Hey, my name is Earth, and my question is for Melfac. Out of all the fight scenes you have performed of Naruto Uzumaki, which is your favorite scene to verbally perform?
Which is my favorite fight scene?
To perform, right? What is your favorite vocal scene? Like, Sasuke! I will bring you back to the village, like that.
I guess that's your favorite, right? 750 episodes. That one fight, though. I can barely remember where I put my glasses.
They're on your hood. That was sound.
Yeah, Soundcraft. Girl. I did like the first fight with Sasuke. I love the pain arc. I love the fight in the very beginning of the show with Gaara when he's dragging himself along the sand. That was a really good one. Those were a few of my favorites. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened there, but sure.
She sure hopes you believe it.
I like it when people come up and they do their Naruto impressions to me. And then I'm like, do I sound like that? And when I was on the Disney show, all the kids would totally mock me to my face.
Well, how do you know? Oh, okay, so I directed Naruto for 10 years. And
then she left us.
And then I left
for Disney.
I did. With love. But Miley would always, every day in the booth, it was like, can you turn me down in my cans? I don't want to hear it myself. Every time. I'm like, why? We've been doing this for 10 years. You still can't listen to your...
No, God, no. My God, no. Listen to this. I have a nightmare.
Every session.
It's like a DMV worker smoking cigarettes in a gravel pit in the worst shitty city in the world. It's like, nah, what do you want?
Yeah, baby, but it's your money maker.
Like, yeah, it's done well. Yeah.
So this question is for all three of you. What's your favorite motivational quote from a character you voiced? Motivational quote?
When you screw it in, give it a hard, manly twist. It's about commitment, right? Do something to go all right.
I think Motoko in Ghost in the Shell had, well, there's two. Julia and Cowboy Bebop said it's all a dream, and I'm feeling that way more and more these days. But for me, it was Motoko in Ghost in the Shell was always follow your ghost, which means trust your instinct. Be who you are and trust it. So follow those instincts.
Believe it. I'm gonna be Hokage someday. Believe it. You know, we have this young director that directs us now in the spin-off, and he's a great guy. He's a great guy, but every once in a while I'll be like, I'm gonna become Hokage someday, and he'll be like, can you say it like I'm like, really? Do you know how many times I've said that? Like, if I'm saying that wrong, I should not be paid. Like, you know, it's like how many times have I said, I'm gonna be Hokage?
Can you hit B a little more?
I'm gonna be. I think it's follow your ninja way, whatever that means to you. And then in the rest of my career, I'm not very motivational, clearly. That's not why they pay me. I kind of screw things up.
The real answer for me is fall down 7 times, get up 8.
Oh, what's that from?
That's from Toonami. Only Toonami.
Oh, are you the voice of Toonami? You are? Wait, do you do all their promos?
Where have you been?
I've been watching Law and Order.
Even Mariska Hargitay knows that he's the voice of Toonami.
I swear to God, I didn't until right now. What? You have been for how long?
20 years.
Something wrong. The world is all I know.
Oh, wow.
And Miley's bubble was burst.
You played Naruto?
Naruto. As my Macy's shoe salesman corrected me. You mean Naruto? It's like, you mean F off? No, I didn't say that. Give me the shoes. Shut up. Naruto.
Why do you think people have been watching your stupid show?
I have no idea.
Why do you think he's been signing all those Toonami pops all weekend?
I thought they were just different characters.
He tweets out every Saturday, only on Toonami. You think he's just a fan?
No, but I thought you're in a bunch of those shows. But you're the actual, like, Tonight on Toonami guy? Wow. I wish it was last night. I would listen for it. No idea.
Reason number 7,142 why I love Miley Cyrus.
I swear to God, this is
Makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy.
Yeah, wow. Weird. Now I'm going to have to turn it on.
Naruto, next on Toonami.
Naruto
You know it does.
Shippuden. They don't want you to say.
They make me say Shippuden.
Yeah.
Shippuden,
But
yeah.
the correct way is Shippuden.
She put in my hat, but I still love her.
My agents, when they call me, it's been 15 years, and I get calls all the time for the show or whatever, and they're like, can you do Naruto ship it? Can you do Naruto tomorrow? You know, it's like, they don't know how to, no one in my family knows how to pronounce it. Not one of them. Not one of them. But I didn't know Steve was the Toonami guys. Touche. Next time on Toonami, Steve Bloom has Toonami's voice.
All right, guys. On that note, we have time for one more question. All right. I'm sorry, guys. Just one more.
Sorry, we wasted all your time.
No, it was worth it. It was totally worth it.
But Miley's revelation you have witnessed today, you will never forget.
We've all been transformed.
Hi, I'm Kobe, and I want to go into theater, voice acting, and acting, but I'm non-binary, and I just want to know how people would react to that in the acting community.
You could get a role on She-Ra, The Princesses of Power. The world is yours, my friend. Be you, and what's amazing is that, Shakespearean times, all the women were played by men. There's a Shakespeare company in, I'm sure there are many, in all over the world, but one specifically in California, where every role is played by a woman. You are not defined by anything except your own imagination, so play everything.
I mean, I play an 11-year-old ninja, which I'm not yet.
You're not?
I ran out of the
All
coffee.
these years, I thought.
You thought I was?
I really thought you were. Will you do the run for me?
No. It's Sunday. I had 45 Cabernets last night. Is there someone here dressed like Naruto in the crowd? The character Naruto? It's really hard for us to see you.
Not today, yeah.
Not today?
It's really dark in here today.
Dang it.
Answer the
Sunday
question.
lighting.
It's a really good question.
Oh, it is a good question.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I played an 11-year-old boy for like 15 years. And then I played an Irish pig boy. Yeah. See a trend here? Then I played a bubble. I played a chimpanzee. I played oh my God, just weird concept things that don't mean anything. Like made-up creatures that don't have any gender. That's the beauty of animation, is that like you can have anybody do anything. Like, what is it, the Cleveland show, the white guy's played by a black guy and the black guy's played by a white guy, Kevin Michael Richards.
I just played a pile of goop in Dragon Quest.
Oh, yeah.
This little goo-troot, it's just a drop of goo, and who knows what the hell that is. But this is the best time in history to be who you are. Our community has always been very inclusive, but now they'll actually put it into a script. If a character is written non-binary, they're going to try to find a non-binary person to voice that first. And if you've got the upper range and the lower range, that makes you a double threat. It's phenomenal. I have a student right now who naturally has a very deep voice, but identifies non-binary and has this really amazing, natural, female-sounding, high-pitched voice. And I said, if you can do this authentically in both ranges, you're going to work like crazy. Yeah. Because they don't want to have to cast 2 different people or 4 different people or 6 different people. We're all supposed to do at least 3 different voices on every show we do. So this is the best time in history. I'm so excited that you're thinking about doing this now. So welcome to the family.
Yeah, and also in animation, unlike the rest of all of entertainment, most of the directors we've had have been women.
Yes.
So it's like completely, these strong female directors that I find are much less likely than, I've done over 150 commercials maybe. I've never had one woman direct a commercial for me, not one. And that's even more auditions I've had for 30 years. Not one woman. I had one woman run the audition. So, I mean, the time is now, it's a great time to dive in. Go to Boombox.
BoomboxStudios.com.
Yeah. Just push your range. Play. You can be whatever, and it doesn't matter if you are not non-binary in terms of animation and acting. Dive into every character. Explore every single character that you can, and play and welcome.
I want to say one more thing about it. Just when I moved to LA, I had a friend that moved there before me, and he said to me, you know, when you're starting out, when you do theater, you become all these different people, right? But then when you move to Los Angeles, what they really, really want is you plus 10%. So, you know, and whatever that is, whatever character you're playing, it's authentically you plus 10%. In animation, I always tell my students, it's you plus 25%. So it's like the most extreme, whatever you are. And I had this huge audition last week, and my friend was coaching me, and he goes, just be you. You know, he's like, that's all you need to do, be the most Miley you can be. And, you know, that works. So, good luck. Yeah. Go get it. Whatever it is.
Alrighty, guys. I'm sorry. That's all the time we have. I wish we could keep up here all night, but let's give them a round of applause and just thank them for their time.
And we're signing downstairs.
We're signing downstairs with the wrestlers.
With the wrestlers, might be loud.
Don't mind the noise. If I'm going like this, it just means I'm really trying to listen to what you guys are saying. So.
Yeah. And if you have any more questions, please come by and talk to us, because you're the reason why we're here. So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you guys for having us, and thank you for watching us.
Everybody, if you could please make your way to